This is Dan, Book McNugget, and I wanted to share with you Shadowman Book 1. This is a newer book of the Shadowman written by Cullen Bunn. If you're not really too familiar with Cullen Bunn tends to write a lot of horror comics. I will be the first to admit I'm not a huge Valiant Comics fan. Don't get me wrong, don't think that just because I say that it means that I just dislike everything that they got going on with their pub. No, I just haven't read too much of it. To be honest with you, I've read two other trades of Shadowman. One was way back in the day. It was an early, like the first run of Shadowman. And then there was one other one. I think it was written by Cullen Bunn. It was when he first started taking over for the series for Valiant. I do have to admit, I find the character of Jack Boniface, aka Shadowman, to be a very interesting kind of anti-hero, as he's kind of like Marvel's Dr. Voodoo, but it's, basically his powers are centered around a Loa, which is a voodoo god, and they imbue him with their powers, and his Loa is one of shadow form, so he has like a shadow scythe that he can go between our world and what's called the dead side, which is kind of like a hellish landscape, if that makes sense. But anyways, this collects issues of the Shadowman run from 2021, issues numbers 1 through 4. So it is relatively new. It's from like last year. I do have to say, I really love the art for this. I'm not too familiar with the artists who work on this, but I am very familiar with Cullen Bunn's writing, and I do have to say that this was tip-top, right up there, very well written, very kept me interested. Like I said, I find this character to be quite fascinating, and in this storyline, there's like this thing that's trying to like set up little dark doorways around the world so that they can cross over from the dead side to our world. And I thought it was really interesting. Like I said, the artwork and the team up with Cullen Bunn's writing really made this for a champion book. I really, really enjoyed it. I gave this a 4 out of 5 star rating on Goodreads. I don't want to tell you too much about the story because I feel like if I do, I'm going to spoil it. It was only 4 issues. So yeah, it was something that you gotta read it for yourself to see what's really going on. But I'm hoping you're going to take my word on it for this, because like I really enjoyed it. If you're not somebody who's really like dipped their toes into reading Valiant comics, you might want to start off with this. And I'm also hoping that, those of you folks who don't really read too many comics, maybe you'll want to, try this out as a horror comic, It's something you might find interesting and fascinating as well. Of course, as always, for you folks in the U.S., I will have a link to Amazon down below. You know the drill. I don't receive AdSense, and every little bit, everything that's purchased through my links greatly helps out my channel. I get a very small percentage. If you can't do that, like let's say you live outside the region of Amazon for North America, then you can help me out in other ways by donating to my coffee, which I will have a link to that below as well. And if you came here looking for comic books, graphic novel recommendations, and all that jazz, by all means hit that subscriber button and hit that notification bell so you're well aware when I upload again. This has been Dan. This has been Shadowman Book 1. This is the 2021. And this is rated T for teen, which, yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoyed this. Definitely looking forward to reading more of the Shadowman by Cullen Bunn. I think Cullen Bunn is really turning this title around, if you ask me. That's all I got for you guys. Till next time, stay healthy and be good to each other.